Why is school segregation still a problem after Brown v. Board? Imagine walking into a school where the walls tell a story of division rather than unity. Even after the Supreme Court declared racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional in 1954, many schools still remain separate. So, why does this happen? One big reason is that laws meant to stop segregation were not always enforced. After initial progress in the 1960s and 70s, many court orders to desegregate schools were lifted or ignored. The 1991 Supreme Court decision in Board of Education of Oklahoma City v. Dowell allowed districts to end desegregation plans if they claimed they had made enough progress. When federal oversight stops, districts often go back to segregated patterns. Another factor is how school district boundaries are drawn. In many cities and towns, borders are set in ways that keep students of different races and income levels separated. These boundaries often reflected historic housing patterns and economic divides, making it hard for schools to become truly integrated. Even if policies do not explicitly say to keep schools separate, the way districts are organized keeps them divided. The rise of school choice policies and charter schools has also played a role. These options were meant to give families more choices, but they sometimes lead to more segregation. Families might choose schools that are mostly made up of students like their own, whether by race or income. Data shows that since the 1980s, racial separation between black and white students in large districts has increased by more than 60%. Residential segregation is another big piece of the puzzle. Many black families still live in neighborhoods that are economically disadvantaged or segregated due to past housing discrimination. Since public schools usually draw students from nearby neighborhoods, this means schools often mirror the racial and economic makeup of their communities. Funding disparities also keep segregation alive. Schools with mostly black and low-income students tend to get less money, have fewer experienced teachers, and offer fewer advanced courses. This results in lower quality education and fewer chances for students to succeed and move up socially. Looking at Black American history and the ongoing fight for equality, the persistence of school segregation shows how deep systemic racism still runs. Despite legal victories like Brown versus the Board of Education, many efforts to fully integrate schools have been rolled back or slowed down. Black leaders and communities have fought for decades to get equal education, but policies and neighborhood patterns continue to block progress. Today, some proposals aim to fix this, like the Strength in Diversity Act, which would give federal money to help schools create diverse and integrated environments. Solving school segregation needs action on housing, education policies, and funding. Nearly 70 years after Brown versus the Board of Education, the fight for fair and equal schools is still very much alive.